Hey guys, I just wanted to share a tip with you, right, that I think can really help you. So I just got my hair cut today, you can probably notice, and this is one of the best cuts I think I've had in years. Now, I used to always get my hair cut from, the more lower end hairdressers or barbers, and I never had a problem with that. As a young kid, all the way up until like my 30s, usually my haircut would always cost around £10. It was usually like £7 and I'll give them a £3 tip. Obviously prices have gone up since then and because of the COVID. But my mum did advise me, and a few other people, it crossed my mind to, go to a stylist and pay a little bit more money and get a much better look. Especially, a lot of you will probably relate to this as well with the fact that I'm losing my hair. I mean, I've been losing my hair since I was 30, now I'm 38. It's been kind of slow, the hair loss. So it's quite important that I get my hair cut in the right way, because otherwise it can easily look scruffy. And that's not just because of losing hair, but it kind of is. So this haircut I just got cost me £32. Well, it was £28, but I gave £4 tip. So the difference from getting a £32 haircut as opposed to the difference when I get a haircut for around £10–15 is subtle, but it's a big difference, if that makes sense, and I'm really pleased with it. And I know sometimes, guys, I have it as well, we're a bit reluctant to spend more money. Like if you're used to paying a certain price all the time with getting your hair cut, or you go to certain barbers and you get comfortable there, it's like everything, it can be hard, there's a lot of resistance. But the way I look at it is, okay, I'm gonna pay double for my haircut, but look at how much money all of us, we usually spend money on things like junk food, maybe alcohol, cakes, transport. So the way I see it is, I'm already quite disciplined at the moment with my diet and improving my spending. Okay, I'm going to pay a bit more for my hair and pay double the amount, and it's a bit more expensive, but I'll cut back on other things. I won't buy as much chocolates, or I won't use the underground, I'll walk more. So there's always a way around it. So I just wanted to share that with you, because I can see the difference in how I look. And I saw it with friends. I've seen friends or people that I know, they pay a bit more. And it's not really much of a big deal. Like these places, you still go in there. Some of them you need an appointment. This one, where I went, you can walk in as well. And, the place is obviously nicer. You're getting a bit of a better service. But that doesn't mean that, I'm always going to get my hair cut from a stylist place and pay more, because the last 4 haircuts I've had, 3 of them have been from a stylist, and the other one I went back to my old area and got a £15 haircut, and I really like the cut. So it depends on how I feel, what my finances are like. But I just thought I'd give you that tip, because you guys are always asking me about, tips on how can I look more attractive to women, how can I feel more confident. And for me, I don't do this to impress women or other people. I do this because this is, for me, I want to feel good. I want my hair to look good. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Sometimes you get a bit sensitive when it comes to anything about looks and improving your looks. And I've always had a message, I've never changed it. I was never brought up on being materialistic and being shallow and being egotistical, but there is a balance. At the same time, it doesn't mean you should adopt a philosophy where you say, well, people shouldn't be judged on their appearance. It should really matter who you are inside. And I agree on that, but that can go too far, because at the end of the day, we do live in an image-based society, and everybody's guilty of doing it. When you first meet someone, everybody judges people on their appearance, on what they're wearing. If someone's scruffy and their hair's scruffy and they're not washing, not showering, you're not gonna be impressed by that. So sometimes people, well, all of us are contradictions. People say one thing, but then they fail to meet that standard to which they're judging. So I don't want to get too complicated, but basically, it's your choice. This advice was given to me, and I used to resist it. I used to think, I'm not doing that, I'm not into that, I'm not into. But as I've gotten older, I'm more open-minded. It does make a difference. It really does. I was talking to the stylist, hairdresser who'd done my hair, and we were talking about that. And I think especially if you want to be a better entrepreneur, just a better person. See, this is the difference. Let me explain. Guys get sensitive and go, oh, everything's about looks. Women only go for good-looking guys, and that's such a that can be so unintelligent, that statement. Like, there's so much grey area within that, because I can tell you countless examples of so many good-looking guys who can't get a date. They struggle with women because they haven't got any confidence. They haven't got the confidence to speak to a woman, and they have low self-esteem. Yeah, they're good looking and they might get some attention, and then you've got situations where there's guys that are not stereotypically good looking, but they're very confident, very charismatic, and they're not in great shape, and they get a beautiful girlfriend. So I've always got a counter argument for that type of negativity, those negative assumptions. But at the end of the day, of course, if you feel good on the inside, you're confident, internally you've got a good confidence, you're working on yourself, and you look after your appearance, you're going to feel better, and you're definitely going to do better in dating and just with people in general. So there is a difference between your looks and your appearance, because someone can be good looking. You can get a guy who's really good looking, stereotypically, but his appearance sucks. Like, he doesn't take care of himself, he doesn't groom. That's going to affect him at some point. And you can get a guy who isn't the best looking guy, but his appearance is fantastic. He'll do better in a lot of scenarios. He really will. So I think it's a poor excuse on guys who use this to blame the blame game because they're not getting results in their dating life and things are not working out. If you put the effort in, you will get the results. But that's what it requires. It requires, effort. There's a financial effort, and there's also, obviously, you've got to be accountable and disciplined. For me, this is all part of self-respect, because if I was employing someone and they came into the job interview and they were scruffy, I'm not going to want to give them the job. Everyone's like that, unless they had they were a really fantastic person. But even then, I'd have to say to them, look, you're a great person, I want to employ you, but you got to sort your appearance out. We need to be professional. So with professionalism does come a responsibility to look smart and look good. But you don't have to go to the extreme, because that wouldn't be right for me personally. You get some people that are just self-obsessed, and it's that's almost going too much to this way, if that makes sense. And they don't really, they don't value kindness, they don't value treating people well and being a good person inside. Their whole, I suppose their whole identity is very weak. It's just based on how they look and cosmetics and the latest designer clothes. And I've never been a person, I'll never be like that. This is not how I am. I know a lot of you are not. So it's just getting the right balance, guys. It's common sense. You should improve the things that you can improve on, like your fashion, like your grooming and your hairstyle. And for some guys, they look great when they shave all their hair off if you're losing your hair. For many men, it suits them to be bald. So it doesn't have to be with hair or without. I'm just making a point. When you put a little bit of effort in, it goes a long way, and I could apply that to anything. But yeah, anyway, I've gone longer than I should. I just wanted to let you guys know, because it's something that I started to do, and I like to set a good example for all of you. There's no point me, giving advice on how to be better and be more confident and be a better person in life if I'm not doing it, I'm not demonstrating it, and I am. So I like to demonstrate in a positive way to encourage people, because actions speak louder than words. You can say all these things, but if you're not doing it, then no one's going to respect that and listen. That's generally how men are, especially young men. They're not going to respect, they're not going to respect, and they're not going to listen to someone who has given them advice on something, but they're failing to do it. They're not setting an example. So I like to set an example of being in shape, training, taking care of myself. So I hope this message finds you well, and I hope you understood it. So last thing I'd say is work on both. You need a bit of everything. Like I said, you get some people that they use that as an excuse to live bad and look bad and not take care of themselves. And they say things like, oh, it's a shallow world, it's all about looks. But that's convenient to say that when you're sitting on your ass and you're lazy and you're blaming everybody else, and you're allowing yourself to get out of shape, to get overweight. You're not taking care of your health, your grooming, showering, all the things that any respectable person should really do. So I don't buy that, and I also don't buy arrogance or people that are it's like a sick level of narcissism where they're too judgmental of looks and appearance, and for me that's too much out of balance. So somewhere in the middle, usually deep down we all kind of sense that that's the right amount, that's the wrong amount. So common sense really. So I hope that helps you guys. All right, become fearless.